Hi, my name is Tony Van Veen, CEO of Discmakers. Welcome to part 2 of our series exploring the pros and cons of being signed to a label versus remaining an independent artist. If you missed part 1, there's a link in the description below the video window. You may want to watch that first. So today, I want to set the baseline for our discussion, because in order to explore the pros and cons of signing to a label, we should also have a discussion about the drawbacks and advantages of being and remaining independent. I mean, why talk about being an independent artist to an audience full of independent artists? I mean, you certainly know what it's like. Well, I have found that every single one of us has a tendency to take much of the good in our lives for granted, in art, at work, in our time off, even with family, and focus instead on how green the grass is on the other side of the fence. This tendency lets us believe that the current state that we're actually in is more negative than it is in reality. Therefore, to start, I want to attempt to offer a balanced view of the drawbacks and advantages of being an independent artist. So let's start with those drawbacks, or the cons. For starters, it's hard work. As an independent artist, you literally are your own music business, and you have to do all that comes with it. Write the songs, record your music, get the records pressed, do all the marketing, social media, the email, book your concerts, buy guitar strings, keep track of the monies, and on and on and on. And some of that work is fun, right? Writing the songs, the rehearsing, the performing, maybe even interacting with fans on social media. But you also have all the administrative work that comes with being your own music business, right? Like booking recording time, or rehearsal time, or creating that marketing content, or paying your bills, or doing your taxes. And, well, let's be honest, much of that admin work is a drag, and it comes after your day job. Next up is lack of access. As an independent artist, you may not know anyone in the biz who can help you. You may not know anyone in radio, or no label A&R rep, or PR person, or lawyer, or manager who can help you move your career forward. And your career, therefore, can feel like a daunting mountain to climb without an experienced, connected insider by your side. Then there's time constraints. I mean, there's so much to do as an independent artist, you'll never feel like you've got enough time to do it all. And I'm not just talking that you don't have enough time to do the music part, or even the music business part. I'm also talking about the rest of your life part. You know, the day job, because, hey, you do have to pay for those recording sessions somehow before you get discovered. Plus, you know, family, or exercise, or friends, or downtime. And then there is the one challenge that every independent artist has: budget constraints. I don't need to tell you that as a typical independent artist, the full financial burden is on you. And you quickly feel that you can never spend as much as you want or need to spend. Now, so those are most of the cons, I believe. And it basically comes down to the amount of work that it is, the lack of industry access, the work, music, life balance, and budget. Now, let's talk about the pros of being and staying an independent artist. Starting with, all the monies come to you. Gig revenue, product and merch sales revenue, streaming revenue, sync revenue, publishing revenue, 100% of it comes to you. Of course, you have expenses, but at least no label is grabbing a share of the financial reward of your creative output. You also get to control that creative output 100%. There's no label to tell you, this is not a hit, keep writing. Whatever you want to put out, you can put out whenever you're ready. You also control all your rights to the sound recording and to the publishing, if you're a songwriter. Those rights will result in royalties when your music is streamed or sold or performed live, or played on the internet or terrestrial radio, or maybe even licensed for a TV commercial. And perhaps just as importantly, the fact that you own all those rights could give you some leverage in a potential future label negotiation. Next up, today's artists have unprecedented direct access to markets. Right now, technology lets you affordably get in front of billions of potential fans. I mean, you can get in front of billions of YouTube viewers for free. Ditto with potential fans on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. And for under $50, your album can be on Spotify and Apple Music and every other streaming platform worldwide. Artists from, a decade or two ago would have killed to be able to get in front of so many potential fans virtually for free. I mean, in the physical era, access to markets was always the hardest part of getting your music out there. Today, that problem has long gone away. And closely related to the last point that I made, technology has made much of what you need as an artist more affordable than ever. I mean, so much promotion on social media and email can be done virtually for free. Digital recording and mastering and cover design cost a fraction today of what they cost some years ago. And there are so many more resources available than ever for today's artists. True, you may not have inside access into somebody in the music industry, but indie artist events like the CD Baby Conference and the Taxi Music Conference allow you to meet and network with some of those industry folks, as well as with a ton of like-minded artists where you can exchange tips and learn best practices. There are also lots of online guides and directories like the Indie Bible and websites and YouTube channels to help you market your music, get playlist placement, learn about the industry, and that basically offer you guidance as you walk your musical journey. As an independent artist, you also get to set your own schedule. If you want to write, write. Don't want to write, don't write. You're independent. It's only the voice inside your head, plus maybe the voices of some of your bandmates, that tells you what to do. And finally, as an independent artist, you make all the decisions. Yes, you do all the work, but you also get to decide what to work on, when to work, how hard to work, where to work, who to work with. You get to decide how much money to spend or how little to spend and on what. And you get to decide whether you need more cowbell. You catch my drift, right? Yes, there's downsides to being an independent artist. There's challenges to everything, really. But there are so many incredible advantages as well. The independence, the control that you have today as an artist is something to not just appreciate, but to celebrate. I've spoken to many a frustrated label artist who wished that they could just control their own creative output. Well, you definitely can. There's no one to tell you what you can and can't do. So here's a question for you. Did I miss any pros and cons to being an independent artist? If I did, do me a favor, please drop a comment below. Let me know. I'd love to read it. And thanks for watching. In my next video, we'll discuss the holy grail for so many artists getting signed to a label. I hope you'll join me when we explore the pros and cons of the major label deal. See you then.